So we're not quite done with the homeschool year just yet, but I thought that I would go ahead and share with you guys 5 things that we have just loved this homeschool year. So for 2021, 2022, I am normally by this time of the year, I am casting forward to what curriculum are we going to do next year? I'm thinking, I'm searching, I'm even buying curriculum for next year because I'm kind of like over whatever it is that we're currently doing. And I really don't feel that way this year. I haven't even actually started shopping for next school year yet because I'm enjoying what we're doing. And I feel like that says something. So I thought I would share it with you. Really quickly, I do want to let you guys know that my homeschooling course is coming back. If you missed your opportunity to take the Art of Home Education last fall when I launched the course, fret not, it is back. I will have all the information down below in the description box if you're interested. I'm also going to be having a few free webinars coming up if you want to take those and hang out with me. You know, we'll do a little live for about an hour or so, and there'll be some really great information in there. Whether you're new to homeschooling or a veteran homeschool mom, we'll have a little bit of fun together. But all that information will be down below in the description box. Be sure to check that out. All right, let's get into the video. Okay, so really briefly, if you're new here, new to my channel, I'm a homeschool mom of 8 kids, and my oldest is in high school, my youngest is 2. So we've got a big span. This is my 10th year homeschooling, so I'm not new here. Okay, I'm what I like to refer to as a varsity homeschool mom. I've been around the block a time or two. Now, of course, that doesn't make me an expert in your family, your kids, or curriculum as a whole. It just makes me an expert in my own family and what works for us. Let's go to the first thing. I'm gonna do some of the things that I have physically in front of me, and then I will hopefully be able to like pop up some photos and video of other things as we go along so that you can really visually see what I'm talking about. That's how I like to learn about things myself. First thing I want to give a wonderful shout out to is the Good and the Beautiful's new math. I've spoken about this a couple times now. I did a flip through video on it when it first came out. I'll link that down below if you want to see. And I mentioned it again the other day in a video. I don't even remember what that was now, but I've discussed it more than once because I really, really, really like it. We had tried the Good and the Beautiful's math, their original math, a couple years ago, and it was just way too much for my kids. It was a little bit overwhelming and not really the way that we like to homeschool. I know some people really love to do, like they will set up in their home calendar time thing like you see in a classroom where the kid sits in front of the calendar and we talk about the weather that day, and we don't do that. So all of that was a bit much for us, but the newer, more condensed version I really like. It's a spiral approach, so your kids are going to kind of cover and then recover certain things to make sure that they really, really grasped it and that they've got it. It's occasionally going to throw in things that are really easy for them. That's like, oh yeah, I just did that, a couple weeks ago, or I did that earlier on in the year, and it's something that's really simple. So those kind of wins are great for kids, especially if you've got a kid that's struggling a little bit. Anytime they can feel like they've gotten a win, a big win, is fantastic. The lessons are, I would say, anywhere from 5 minutes to 15, 20 minutes, just depending on your student. One of my children sometimes will do 2 or 3 math lessons a day as he's kind of currently got it, what he's doing. So it's really easy for him, and he likes it. He loves it. I don't ever force my kids to do that many math lessons in a day, but he's like, can I do another one? Can I do another one? Once we come upon a lesson that I feel like, all right, this was really new information, I'll stop him there and say, let's just let this sink in a little bit. But I just have to give this a shout out because I feel like it's really great math. Love that so very much. If you've been on the fence, I would definitely try it. I think your kids will probably enjoy it. Secondly, I want to give a shout out to something that I don't normally incorporate much of in my homeschool. However, as we've got some preschool age and such kids and moving on up, I've brought these back again. Bob books. So, well, I used to have the actual Bob readers, and I did repurchase those. I showed those in a haul recently, but I'm talking about the Bob workbooks. And when I say I brought these back, I mean, we never used these before. This is the first time I've used them. I guess I just mean the Bob family of things in general. But they have these workbooks. And again, I'm not typically a workbook person. I don't love a bunch of busy work necessarily, though I certainly don't mind something that distracts them for just a few minutes to do some handwriting or something like that. I don't mind a little bit. I don't want them doing a bunch of busy work, but a little bit here and there. However, I don't feel like this workbook is busy work. My kids really look forward to it. They ask to do the Bob workbooks. They love them. They think they're so fun. And I've just been really impressed. So I went and ordered 2 or 3 more. I thought I ordered 3 more, but I don't know where the other one is. Oh, the other one. So there's a pre-K level. It's out of my current reach. I'm sorry. But there's the K to 1 and then K. So you do like pre-K, K to 1. Hopefully, I'm sure that made sense to you. Didn't mean to tell you that, but that's all right. I'm going to tell you anyways. I like it because it also tells you in the top corner what book it correlates with from the Bob books. So if you also have a collection of the Bob books, you can go on and read the Bob book after you do the Bob workbook. Maybe this is not new information to anyone. You probably are like, duh, we've known that for years. I'm just sharing with you that I've just now learned it. So there it is. There you have it. But it's got word searches. It really mixes it up. The lessons have the kids doing various different things. They build off of each other. It keeps their interest. Like I said, it's not something you could just do a page or 2. You could do 5 or 6 pages. Totally just depends. But I've really, really enjoyed these Bob workbooks, and so have the kids. That's the thing is, it's not just, oh gee, I enjoy it. It's do the kids enjoy it? And when I can say I enjoy teaching this, helping with this, guiding with this, and they enjoy doing it, then to me that's like double thumbs up. I need to share that with you guys. Number 3, it's not this whole thing, but this is my teacher my teacher notebook, and so it's in here. So I can't really show you without getting this entire thing. So hold on one moment, please. It's a literature unit, but really the favorite that I want to tell you about is this particular woman on Teachers Pay Teachers, Stacy Lloyd, and we have been using her literature packs for different books that we are reading that I'm doing with my older kids. I just have been very, very impressed with how she lays things out. Now, it is meant for a classroom. So the way that the things are laid out is going to tell you, like, have your students put your desks together and do this activity. But to me, it's very, very easy to modify for homeschool. 1 student, 2 students. We don't do every single thing because, like I said, it really is made to be a curriculum for classrooms. And obviously, we're not going to do all of that stuff. There's no need to. But so sometimes, we'll just sit down and we'll just do the review questions as a discussion. That's kind of how I like to do things. I don't just want to, again, even with my older kids, I'm not just trying to give them busy work. I've really, really enjoyed it. So they're student workbooks, and then you have your teacher ones. And like I said, there's lesson extensions, different activities that you can do. And I just feel like she does a really good job of covering all kinds of things. Now, she also has some grammar units, basically. So you can go look on her Teachers Pay Teachers and see how, the various things she's got in there. But we've been using some of her writing workshops, if you will, various things, persuasive writing, the different essay types, and then even some of her grammar stuff, just to go over things, make sure that everything is solid. She's got great PowerPoints that you just flip through and go through, good examples, easy worksheets to do alongside it. And it's just a good way to make sure that, depending on whatever kind of literature, English, grammar you did up to this point, it's a really good way to make sure all of that sunk in, that it's there, that it's solidly there, and that, they've got all the tools that they need to move forward, throughout middle school, high school, yada, yada. So I've used so many of her products that I have enjoyed, and I just feel like she just does an exceptional job. I've purchased a various number of things from Teachers Pay Teachers in various shops, and thus far I've not been unhappy, but hers I can say I've been overly impressed with and have very much enjoyed. So I will link her Teachers Pay Teachers shop and just a few of the things that I've mentioned that we have purchased from her, but very, very, very impressed. Number 4 are Wondrium classes. So Wondrium used to be the great courses. And I don't know who bought, I don't know how the situation, I don't know. But I just know that it's no longer called the Great Courses, it's now Wondrium, as I understand it. I might be wrong, but that's what I understand it to be. So they have, again, it's really fantastic. It's a membership-based thing. It's kind of like, I've spoken with you guys before about Masterclass and how I will use Masterclass to different classes from Masterclass to beef up certain things that we're doing. And it's been really enjoyable, especially for my high schooler, as I am creating a couple of her elective classes myself. So I'm not relying on a specific curriculum. I am building those electives and myself. So maybe we could talk about that in the future. I know there's not a ton of people on YouTube who talk about homeschooling high school. There are a lot of people who do it, but I just don't feel like there's as much information out there about homeschooling high school as there is about the younger years. So maybe I can share about that in the future if you guys are interested. But in building some of those electives, I look to various sources for further information to build them up and that sort of thing. So it's a lot like, Masterclass is taught by celebrities, people you would likely very much recognize, and they are really, really good. But I do feel like you get sort of a bigger variety on Wondrium because it's not really necessarily the celebrity factor. So, you can go look in philosophy and, just do very specific philosophers. You can you could do a whole unit on Stoicism, right? And it's going to be like 24 different videos that are 30 minutes long, but they break them up so you can see what is each one about. Maybe you don't want to watch all of them. Maybe you just want to watch some of them. And that's what I do often is pick and pull from the different units. So there's history, art, writing, math. It's a great resource to me. It's very much worth the money. There's lots of things because I am a interested lifelong learner, if you will. I am just like, oh wow, that's fun. I want to watch that. To me, it's like another version of, a history channel or documentaries or something like that you can dive even a little bit deeper into. So Wondrium for us has been very much worth the money and something that we have enjoyed. I know for I would say middle school and above. I'm not sure. I've not done a bunch of research into the younger ages, so I can't tell you with any certainty. You could go nose around yourself and find out. But we're using the master classes and Wondrium classes for middle school and up. The last thing, number 5. You guys might have followed some of my woes earlier in the beginning of the year with science. This has been one that I've just kind of struggled with a little bit in knowing what to do, what was right, what made the most sense, what my kids enjoyed. And I ended up doing some research and found this science. This is not the science. This is just a notebook I made for my daughter. It says, I got this on Etsy. It says, never trust an atom. They make up everything. Snort laugh. She rolled her eyes at me when I handed her science notebook with that in it, but one day she'll look back and be like, that was funny, Mom. I give you credit for that. So I began doing some research, and in that research, I came across this, which I've never heard anybody talk about before, but it's called Fascinating Science, is what I would consider to be the most straightforward, least fluff science option there is. It's a science curriculum created by a scientist, and he is an older fella, and he has a little bit of a droll, if you will, voice in his lessons. But like I said, it is very straightforward. So they have different options. There's chemistry, biology, but you can also do mini courses. So you can do an intro to chemistry course if you just want to do a little bit of that before you do biology. And he kind of explains to you what order you should take them in, what level of math you want to understand to be able to do them, but basically just kind of explaining how they often wait for chemistry till later, when in actuality, understanding chemistry is very helpful for understanding the rest of the science stuff. So long story short, we ended up switching to the Fascinating Science chemistry, and it's worked out really, really, really well. Like I said, you watch the lessons on video. You can also, you can also just do a printout of the slides and literally all of the text. So basically it's, you know, verbatim what he's saying and then the accompanying slides from the slideshow. That's not how anyone in my family learns best. So I print those out for her so that she can highlight and take notes as she's listening to the lessons. But we watch the videos and listen to the lessons. And then there's various review questions you can do. There's like a stop and catch your breath where they kind of like they go back and go, okay, here's what we've learned so far. Make sure that you understand that. Then you have a test. You can print the test. You can take the test online, however you want to do that. And it's been really great. It's been really, really great. And I feel like, you know, for a kid who thought that she wasn't naturally inclined to science or that it was going to be super hard, and as someone who didn't do well in chemistry in high school, because I've been in here with her while she's doing these, so I am like relearning chemistry. I understand it now much, much better than I did when I was in high school. I did also, speaking of Teachers Pay Teachers, oh, this isn't the color version, so you're not going to be able to see it. Shoot. On Teachers Pay Teachers, I found some different like printables, doodles, coloring doodles for science. So it's awesome because it's just kind of, it doesn't go along with this curriculum as in they were written by the same person, but it's teaching you what an atom is. So if they don't match up, that's a problem, but they do. So I'll link these down below, but it's just fun. They can fill it in, color it while they're listening. So you get one that's like already filled in, then you get one that has some blanks, then one that has even more blanks, and so on and so forth. So they can color them in, fill them in, and it's like parts of an atom. It talks about elements and metallic bonds and covalent bonds and yada, yada, yada. So point being, gives you a little something to do with your hands while you're listening too. Fascinating Science is the name of it. I will leave that link down below if you guys want to check that out. Fascinating Science. It's fascinating. That's enough of me being a dweeb. Those are the 5 curriculum things that I have just loved this year, wanted to share with you guys. I will be doing an end of year recap where I will go back over all of the curriculums that we picked for this year. Y'all saw those videos, did a whole series of videos about that. We'll go back over and I'll touch on each of those things and tell you whether or not we ended up not liking it and switching to something else, how we felt about it, what we ended up using instead, if we switched, so on and so forth. So that's it for this video though. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And I'm assuming if you're here and still here, you're a homeschooling parent. So hope your school year is going well. And yeah, we're nearing the end, depending on what your school calendar looks like. But that's it for me. That's it for me. I will see you guys again very soon.